Hello and welcome to Burning Waters of the Moon Tarot. My name is Desiree and this video is a reading for the energy of Ophiuchus. So before we get started, I want to give an introduction of Ophiuchus. Not many people are familiar with Ophiuchus, and some don't even count that as a zodiac sign. But it is a constellation and it's above the ecliptic, a little above Scorpio, and the galactic center is located in the Ophiucan constellation. Okay, and so the Ophiuchus energy is thought of to be as the wounded healer. It's ruled by the asteroid Chiron, and it is, I feel it is part of the Scorpion energy, in that the Scorpion is the transformation. It's the Scorpio is all about transmuting, transformation, changes, healing. And so once you go through the Scorpion experience, I feel like you graduate into the Ophiucan experience, which is the wounded healer. And so those two energies are usually read together by astrologers, by the true sky siderealist astrologers. Tropical astrologers don't mess with Ophiuchus. So the dates for Ophiuchus are December 9th through the 17th. And so you might think that you're a Scorpio, or you might think you're a Sagittarius. But in True Sky Siderealist, you possibly could be in Ophiucan. I do have two planets in Ophiuchus. I have Neptune and Mars, and I do feel that I am doing work and bringing attention to healing energy, helping people understand parts of themselves that are deep within and that they may not even know exists. And that's how my Ophiucan and how the Mars and the Neptune work with my Ophiucan energies. And so if you would like to see what house and if you have any planets Ophiuchus is in, there's a link at the bottom of the description. It's the very last link, and it'll take you to Mastering the Zodiac, and you just put in your birth information there, and a True Sky Siderealist chart will pull up for you. I would like to let you know that the constellations are different sizes in the True Sky Siderealist charts. So Virgo's a really big constellation, so it'll take up more space of the wheel, whereas Ophiuchus is a smaller space. A smaller constellation is not going to take up as a big and a space. I'm tongue-tied. It won't take up a big space on your wheel. The Ophiucan reading, Ophiucan energy. Okay, so with all of that being said, we'll go ahead and get started with the reading. I've been using Tarot the Abyss by Anatorian, and this is my secondary deck. The first deck that I am using, which I'll draw 3 cards from this, is the Black Tarot by Victoria Iva. And then here is an oracle deck called the Weird Oracle by AKA Skyweb. And we will draw an oracle card at the end of the reading to kind of tie everything together. All right, so with Victoria's Black Tarot, we're going to pull 3 cards from here, and that's going to give us our main energies that we are going to be reading from today. I say we, and I mean me, that I will be reading from. But, go ahead and put in your own interpretations, okay? And the reason why I say I start all of my readings with the intro of "this is the energy of," insert zodiac sign, is because we all have all of these signs in our birth charts by way of the house system, okay? So even though you may not have a planet or luminary in Ophiuchus, you definitely have a house in the sign of Ophiuchus. All right, I'll do a split here and a split here, and then one more nice shuffle. So however you choose to work with the Ophiucan energy, that is entirely up to you. All right, Ophiuchus, let's see what's going on. So we've got the 8 of Spheres, and in this deck, spheres are the pentacles. It's the earth suit. We have Ace of Swords, air energy. And then we have King of Wands in reverse, air of fire. Okay, so Eight of Spheres, you are working on something. We see this figure here. Let me show you. He's actually juggling, keeping all of his spheres in the air. So it's looking like you are doing some work here. You're doing some things that are affecting your physical 3D life. You do have the Ace of Swords, which could be indicative. It can indicate an idea, a truth, that spark of I don't want to say imagination, because we do have this King of Wands in reverse. So, and court cards can sometimes represent people, okay? And sometimes I have them represent two energies at once. So for instance, King of Wands, all kings are air, right? And he's in the suit of Wands, which is fire. So he is air of fire. So he is working with both of those energies. So, so let me pull some cards from Tarot of the Abyss to see if we can get a clearer picture of what this Ace of Swords and King of Wands is. So, like I said, King is air. So we have pretty much like our highest expression of air. And then we have our Ace of Swords, which is, it's down, it's the beginning of the suit, but it is still given it's that purity. It's a pure molecule of thought, of communication, it's that purest molecule. So let's just see how this is going to work out. Ophiuchus. So Two of Wands, fire. The Chariot, major arcana in reverse. Nine of Swords, more air. The Hermit in reverse, major arcana. The Lovers in reverse, more major arcana. The Empress in reverse, more major arcana. So we've got 4 major arcana here in reverse. So this is a big message. Then we've got the Eight of Cups in reverse, High Priestess in reverse, major arcana, and the Sun, major arcana in reverse. Okay, big message here. Big message. Let me see if there's anything I want to show you before I move on. I would like to point out, so you do have the High Priestess in reverse, okay? But I want to show you how she is holding that yin-yang symbol here. And this is duality. This is the complementary yet opposite energies that come together and they work with one another. And so that is basically the monad finding its counterpart and working within that to come into duality and then create something new between those two energies. So, and we do have that in reverse. All right. Okay, I'm going to switch your view. If I need to come back to show you a card, I will. Okay, let me arrange these just a bit better. That is the plug to my laptop. All right. Shout out to Dove and Serpent Tarot for helping me with my lighting. So I am a member of his wife's community, and I asked her one day if to let me know what kind of lighting she uses, and she told me a little bit about what she uses, and then she came back and said, well, Paul said for you to try this angle with your lights and see how that works, because he finds that my light is too bright. And so I said, okay. So instead of having to buy a light, I use my cheapy lights, and I just changed the angle, and it really helped the lighting. And so thank you, Paul from Dove and Serpent Tarot. And if you guys have not checked out his readings, please go ahead. They are very entertaining. I love the little figurines that he uses, and then he's got all these little things that he does when he pulls certain cards or certain type of cards. There's like he's got to flip a coin, and so I just think it's amazing how he has all of these little rituals to do. So it's very, very interesting readings, and the ones that I have watched are spot on, have called attention to some of the things that I am working on. Okay, Ophiuchus, let us see. Let us get here. So, yeah, you are, like I said, the wounded healer, and I am getting some feelings of you are working on many things in your life right now, as indicated by this Eight of Spheres here. We do have the Sun down here and on our ending card, which is in reverse, and the Sun is that energy that sheds light on everything. It shows us, it lightens the shadows, it pulls everything out so that we can be fully aware, everything can be known. And so we have all of this in reverse. So I am really getting the feeling that this King of Wands here in reverse is actually you. So I'm getting the feeling that because you've got so much going on, there's just so many things going on right now that you're unsure where to direct your energy. And what this Ace of Swords is telling me is that you have many ideas, you have many thoughts as to what needs to happen for you. But as far as getting started, getting moving and working on these things, you have yet to do that. And with our Nine of Swords here, I feel like the Nine of Swords is telling us that all of this energy is really, it's plaguing you. It really is. We've got the High Priestess and the Hermit, and these two cards tell us about us going within and us studying ourselves, knowing ourselves, studying the outside world, and just really becoming that mastery. And with those being in reverse, I'm seeing that hasn't quite been done yet. You haven't really stepped into those energies yet. And it is giving you a bit of anxiety. So I feel with this Ace of Swords here that you have that thought, you have that mentality that something needs to be done. But as far as you getting started and moving with it, you have not. We have the Chariot in reverse. We have the Ace of Cups in reverse, along with the Two of Wands here. And what that is telling me is that you just haven't quite become aware of those gifts and those things that you're holding inside of you. You don't really know what you're capable of. You don't really know what it is that you can make changes to. I see that there is a desire to make a change, and you have this feeling, you have this inkling, you know that you need to make changes. And the thing is that you really, with this card, this Eight of Spheres here, that's our hard-working card. That's getting our feelings out and our emotions and getting things into this physical world. And so that is the path that you need to take. You need to start working on yourself and start healing some of these wounds because you're meant to heal others. And the wounded healer is the person who goes through all these trials and tribulations, and he is compassionate towards others, and because he has been through this. And he knows what to say, how to do it, how to heal it, and he can lead others down that path as well. But first, before you get there, you have to go down that path yourself. So I'm seeing that there is some stagnant energy here. There's just a little bit of movement that, I mean, there's a desire and there is almost a gnosis of knowing that you're greater than what you are. But as far as being able to bring this into the physical, I'm not seeing that you're quite ready to do that. And so my advice is for you, Ophiuchus, is to start a meditation practice, start some kind of practice where you can be alone and choose an archetype to work with. I work with the moon. And the moon has offered lots of healing for me, personal healing, purging. I've done purging under the moon, through the moon, with the moon's energy. And once you find that archetype that you're working with, you can take on that energy and sort of use that energy to help clear. Kali's another great energy to work with as well. Let me think. You can also call on the energy of Ophiuchus, that wounded healer. And the story behind that is that he was wounded, I believe he was wounded in the ankle, and he was plagued with this pain forever, for a long time. And then he was granted to go up into the stars, or he gave his, I'm going to have to stop there because I have forgotten the myth, the story of the wounded healer. So I implore you to go do a little bit of research on the wounded healer, and perhaps this is the archetype that you need to work with. This is the archetype that you need to call on and start getting some of these energies moving. The Chariot, well, let's start with the High Priestess and the Hermit. This is all about knowing oneself, going deep inside yourself. And so I think this is where you're going to have to start. We've got the Chariot, which is all about harnessing two energies that are seemingly opposites of one another and getting them to work together. And so that is where your woundedness and your healing abilities are going to come together. So you have yet to start working with that. Then in this, over here in this column, we've got the Lovers, the Empress, and the Sun. And what I'm seeing for you here is that once you get moving into this King of Wands energy, where you know what you need to do and you know how to do it, right? Because that's what we all need. We need that plan, and then we need that desire to go and conquer, or whatever we conquer, basically. And so once you step into this energy, I feel like you're going to be able to use that creativity within yourself and come out knowing how to heal yourself and how to heal others, and you'll be able to use that experience to work with others on healing themselves. And this Lovers connection, this Lovers is about a deep, heartfelt connection, and I think that this connection is with yourself. Once you know the true abilities that you have within yourself that reside within your own being, you will be able to grab it by the reins and work with these energies to not only heal yourself, but to heal others. And the Sun, of course, the Sun being in reverse, once you get to this point where you have your plan and you know what it is you need to do to help others, you're going to be that light where you're going to help others. You're going to be the sun, essentially, where you can shine the light on others and show them through the darkness. You can show them how to heal themselves because you, too, were on that path at one point. All right, Ophiuchus, I think that says exactly what these cards says. Oh, what happened here? This does not belong there. So we have the World, and we have the Devil in reverse. Is that it? You know, all these cards are the same size, and so I am not surprised. So I think that these might have some energies to work with too. So we've got the Devil, and then we've got this other card as well. The Four of Swords in reverse. So this is the meditative card, Four of Swords. We've got the Devil, Major Arcana, the World, Major Arcana. Both of those are in reverse. And then we've got the Four of Swords, which is the meditation card. And so what I'm getting from these three cards is that it really is time to go into yourself. Oh, you can't see these cards. My little square is in the way. So here we've got the World, the Devil, and the Four of Swords. Let's see if there's anything else. So So like I said, go deep within yourself, exactly this high priestess and this hermit, and that's what you need to do. And look how it's just touching these two. You really need to do some deep diving in yourself, understand who you are, what your gifts are, and how you can harness these energies to help others. Okay. And it's looking like what I see here with the devil and the world in reverse is that you are going to conquer these things, and you are going to conquer the feeling of not really knowing what to do with this Nine of Swords, the Nightmare card, and you're going to be able to conquer these feelings of not being good enough and not being aware of what you have. And all of that is going to come out of this meditation, understanding who you are, what your gifts are, what you can do to help yourself, and then what you can do to help the world, right? So you've got some work to do, and don't be afraid. Don't let that daunt you. It's better than just sitting around and, doom scrolling or just wasting time. So just start some work right away, and once you get started, you'll start to see little subtle changes, and you'll start to see the world in a different way, and then that's just going to be like your place of comfort. You'll want to go there, you'll want to return to that spot, because it makes you you can see the good, you can feel the good that it's doing. All right, I need to do one more shuffle. There we go. All right, Ophiuchus, let's see what Weird Oracle has for you. So we got Alpha, the beginning and first offer. So that is amazing, because this is where you're going to start. You're going to start here with the meditation, getting to know yourself. The first offer, what I'm feeling from this is you're going to make an offering to the archetype, to the energy, to the being that you want to work with. Make that offering, figure out what it is. You let your intuition guide you, or you can do research on your own to figure out what type of offering that this being would like, and make that offering to the altar. Do it with the heartfelt prayer, invocation, however you want to do this, and you can go ahead and get started. So everything has a beginning, okay, and everybody's got to start somewhere, and so this is your beginning. All right, thank you so much for sitting with me. Thank you for spending your time here, and if you know of anyone who can benefit from this reading, I would love it if you could share this with them, and they will thank you. And so will I. All right, I will see you next reading. Take care.